And welcome to Americans React To. It is Foreign Sport Friday, and we are heading down to Argentina for the national sport since 1953. It's called Pato. Part basketball, part polo, a little bit of tug of war, and it is the sport of kings down there. This sport here centers around a ball with six sides that you literally have to try and tug out of the guy's hand and throw it into a tiny little hoop.
What the hell do you mean a ball with six sides?
It actually, you'll see it up close. It actually has six sides on it that you can actually grab it and tug it like that there.
Okay.
The ball itself is thrown like you can see. So a little bit of basketball built into it. And then you throw it through the hoop just like that for a point. This is a sport. It's called Pato.
So it's Quidditch.
In a matter of speaking, yes.
This is Quidditch.
This is busy Quidditch with horses, yeah. This sport
This is South American Quidditch.
Yeah, for 500 years, the sport has been around. It's been banned and unbanned.
Jesus Christ.
Because originally this sport, because it's named Pato, because that is a Spanish word for duck, because back in the day, they actually used to use a duck. And the sport repeatedly got banned because basically the riders would get trampled on, or in some cases, fights would break out and they'd stab each other in the middle of the match. Matches are 6 minutes.
Yeah, because this can only end in peach and roses over here.
Pretty much, yeah. There's 8 periods, 6 minutes per period.
8 periods?
I'm sorry, 6 periods, 8 minutes each. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, okay.
But as you can see, the whole sport is really just, like I said, you got to ride it. When you collect the ball, you have to be able to hold it in your right hand. So if you collect it with the left hand, you have to move over to the right, or it's a foul. So the person on the other side can actually try and rip it out of your hand. If the ball is pulled, if there's a tug of war going on for 10 full seconds, then in this case, the ball is awarded to the person trying to take the ball. That, of course, actually happens also. So that's Pato. Thoughts, gentlemen?
Does anyone give a shit about these horses? Like all I can think about is like they're just running around. They don't like.
I mean, clearly they didn't care about the duck.
Yeah, that's true.
They're using the ball now because basically they're trying to be a little bit more sympathetic. But yeah, back in the day, they actually put a duck into a basket, and of course the duck would get killed. And like I said, people would get trampled and literally stab each other in the middle of a match with a knife.
The most impressive part about that is that it was a duck and not somebody's head that they used for this originally.
But if they're putting it, so they put the duck in what?
Into a basket, and then we'll throw the basket around with a live duck in it.
See, but so that's what at that point. What difference does it make? What's in the basket? Just throw the basket, or put a cabbage. Yeah, put a cabbage in the basket. I mean, that doesn't. They was like, no, it specifically has to be a live duck.
And now I'm just imagining the replay reviews, just like this angle right here. Mike Pereira giving a, is he off the saddle? Is that do you get minus points for that? Is he in bounds or out of bounds? That factors into the bet ability.
But this sport, like I said, has been around for literally 500 years. It's been banned and unbanned repeatedly. And then in 1953, it became the national sport for Argentina and has been that way ever since. If you, like I said, in this case, you have to worry about falling over. You also win a tug of war.
Oh yeah, maybe your arm getting ripped out of your socket, like you're fighting Chewbacca.
Yeah. Fall off, horse tramples on your head, just basic minor,
What if the horse steps on your hand when you're reaching down there to grab the ball?
You got another hand. It's okay.
Well, obviously you can't because you can only play with your right hand. Or
well, no, you like I said,
you can use the left hand, but
you got to hold it. You can tug with the left hand and then immediately throw it. So if you're missing a hand, you can tug and throw. So you can still make it work with enough dedication. So yeah, this is Pato.
My ACLs and my shoulder, my sockets just like ache looking at this.
Yeah.
This is insane.
All right, gentlemen. So that is Pato, the sport of Argentina. Want to get your thoughts on this with our usual grading system, which in this case, by the way, just to break that down, we have based on 5 different categories here. We have the category of obscurity to the American public, badassery, playability, watchability, and bettability. Can Vegas figure out a way to make money off of it? So, Brandon, I'm going to start with you. Obscurity to the American public, 1 out of 10.
Obscurity, I'm actually not going to go so obscure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to kind of go around the 3-ish mark, maybe
Okay.
3.5, just because we have things like polo and stuff. Like we have sports on horses, and stuff like that. But the lower end of the score is because of the more barbaric aspects of it. But in terms of overall obscurity, it is not the most obscure thing that I could imagine.
Okay. Badassery.
I'm gonna go 7. 7.
Okay.
It's kind of got like that rugby intensity aspect of it. That I can admire from a physicality standpoint. What I personally intake in that, no, but I could see how a lot of people would be a fan of this
Yeah,
sport
I am.
in terms of
Yeah.
badassery. Yeah.
Playability. Would you play it?
No, but is it playable in this country?
Mm-hmm.
Very playable. Yes.
So basically, you would give it a 0 for
playable.
playability.
I would personally, for me, 0. But in terms of Americans, I would say a solid 5, right in the middle, maybe 6.
Okay. So we'll give it a 5.
Watchability. Gotta have a lot of horses.
48-minute match, just like NBA basketball. Would you watch it? 1 out of 10.
My first gut is to give it a low score, but the more I'm thinking about it, I would probably push it up to like an 8. Okay. I might really sit down and watch something like this.
And lastly, bet ability.
10.
10. Straight up 10. Okay.
I honestly, yeah, 100%. How many? Obviously, forgetting in terms of the game, but how many? Injuries? How many sockets are getting pulled? Everything. Oh yeah. And
with that many periods, 11. How many points per period, kind of thing?
I'll give it a Spinal Tap 11.
All right. So JD, obscurity to the American public.
Let's see. So if we're going by, I actually did letter grades in my quick write up here, but we're going 0 out of 10. I'd say we'll go with a 5 for obscurity. I mean, this is like polo plus rugby plus Quidditch.
All right.
So,
badassery.
Badassery. I'd give it an 8 out of 10 for badassery.
Nice.
Because my shoulders, my knees, my everything hurts watching that.
Oh yeah,
agree.
Playability.
I'm sorry.
Playability, I'd say 7, mainly because I can't ride a horse. But it's relatively easy, as far as, I mean, not really easy isn't the right word, but like it's feasible to, for certain people to learn how to ride a horse and can do this. Although it's a lot of 48 minutes is a lot of action for the horse, though. Watchability, I'd give it an 8, 9. Yeah, we'll go with a solid 8 here. I mean, I could definitely. I'd sit and watch this for a bit. Betability, definitely a 10. You could go over under. You can bet on the score. You can bet on how many injuries. What's the over under on torn ACLs in this match? For humans and the horses here. So this could easily catch on as far
over under 1.5 horse injuries.
Yeah.
Right. So 1.5 horse injuries. I'd say about 5 human injuries per match.
All right. So for me, obscurity to the American public, I got to go a little higher because I don't think any Americans even know about this. So I got to go with an 8 on this because outside of South America, I don't think anybody ever heard of this. So unless you're a transplant, this is foreign soil to you. Badassery, I got to give it a 9 because of the fact that the dexterity that's required to do this, the energy, the stamina, and you talked about the muscle strength that you have to be able to hold that thing or rip it out of somebody else's hands. I got to give that a 9. Playability, I give it a 0 because, frankly, I am terrified of riding a horse. Kills it right there, right out of the bat. Watchability, honestly, a 6. I don't know. I mean, I might watch like 148-minute match, but I can't see myself like watching an entire season and getting invested in it.
Yeah.
Betability, yeah, I'm with the same of you guys on that. Straight 10 on this case here. I mean, Vegas, if they can make money off it, there's so many different options that they can do with on this that they can make so much money out of it.
I can easily picture some. I'm sorry, I thought you were done.
No, go ahead. No, please.
Now I can easily see like some old Argentinian dudes sitting around drinking a Fernet and Coke and just going absolutely bonkers, betting on different parts of this game, for their for their horse or their team or whatever.
They could do like 6-10-minute periods.
Mm-hmm.
And you have like a 60-minute game. Break it up.
Yeah. There's so many options for that, and it might turn into some kind of sport in the U.S. maybe without the horses too. So, but that's the scores we got for this one. Let us know in the comments what you think. If you like them, if you hate them, let us know. Thanks as always. Feel free to like and subscribe. Stay awesome.